think every company has its own unique version of business casual. So any advice about do's and don'ts? So yes, we've got our own style. We've got our step process. We've got what looks good for us. We've got our archetypes. So I know what personality I'm trying to convey. What are there some basic do's and don'ts?
There are. And I think one of the biggest mistakes people make in that situation, not realizing it, is having poor fit. So people buy clothes that maybe just don't fit right off the rack. They have trouble finding a size. It's like too big. It's too small in the waist. So have to size it up, things like that. And if your clothing fits poorly, either too tight or too loose, it conveys something psychologically, sloppiness. If it's too loose, it conveys sloppiness. If it's too tight, on a woman, it can mean like, oh, you're really trying to show off your body, or like you've gained weight and you haven't had time to shop. So maybe you're a busy person and you just aren't taking time for self-care. So I would say that tailoring and having clothes that fit you really well is important. And another one is quality. So if you let your clothes get like, kind of pilled or a little bit tattered, or it's just like the level of the quality is going down, that is also affecting your appearance. So instead of looking like polished and high level, you might look a little bit tattered and like you've got old clothes and maybe you can't afford to stay up to date on your clothing. So those are a few tips, just making sure that the quality is there. It doesn't have to be super expensive or brand name, just keep it in good shape. And when it gets old, throw it out, get a new one, and make sure that your clothes fit well. Okay. Find a local tailor, not a big deal. Have them adjust the hem length, sleeve length. If you've got big, boxy, baggy sleeves, it makes you look like things are too big and you just don't look very professional and polished.
Okay. I see that on men and women wearing things that either don't fit, haven't been pressed in a long time and needed to be pressed, so too wrinkled, have lost their shape, a little worn around the edges. Or one of my pet peeves, the colors don't match. Like we have two different shades of black, for example, and it's clear they don't fit together, like you couldn't bother to match them up or something. One of my favorites on that one.